If there ever was a fitting tribute to the South African anti-apartheid icon and former president, the late Nelson Mandela, then his memorial at the FNB Stadium in Johannesburg fitted the bill. Over 100 world leaders and celebrities, including US President Barack Obama, British Premier David Cameron, Cuban leader Raul Castro, and President Uhuru Kenyatta all trooped to the soccer city, as the stadium is known, to pay their respects to Madiba. The program may have gone according to the schedule, but unknown to many, an embarrassing incident was also taking place live on TV and beamed to a global audience of millions.
I would like to thank all the heads of states that are here.
This man in his neat suit looked the part, and from his passion possibly felt the part, but it has now emerged he just didn't play the part. To organizers, he was a sign language expert, tasked with translating all the speeches and action at the memorial to all deaf people watching the event at the stadium and on TV.
They say, you are a wise man. You remind.
But to sign language experts, he was a hoax, a fake, an imposter.
And Tom, you ask, was the Mozambique?
All those gestures, South Africa's Deaf Association, Deaf SA, says, were gibberish. They made no sense to the deaf. But what has embarrassed authorities is the fact that the presence of the fake sign language interpreter at the podium during the event raised serious security concerns too. He was a touching distance away from the leader of the world's most powerful nation, US President Barack Obama, as he went about what has now emerged to have only been a series of antics and wild gestures. He was not far from Brazilian leader Dilma Rousseff and a host of other world leaders. British Premier David Cameron and Prince Charles were in attendance, and so were the leaders of many other nations, religious leaders, movie stars, and other celebrities. Yet this was supposed to be an event under the tightest security, with all those who entered the 95,000-seater Soccer City Stadium thoroughly scrutinized before entry. This was perhaps the biggest single gathering of world leaders on the African continent. It had gone according to script for most of the day, and were it not for organizations for the deaf,
you are a wise man.
This man may perhaps have walked away unnoticed even after his con game. Delphine Hulungwane, an official South African sign language interpreter at Deaf SA, told Reuters the man made up his own signs. She said, quote, there was 0% accuracy. He couldn't even get the basics right. He couldn't even say thank you, unquote. What has baffled many is the fact that the man's identity still remains a mystery. Reuters reports that the ruling African National Congress ANC officials say they did not know the man, even though television footage from a party congress a year ago appears to show the same man gesticulating on a stage alongside Zuma. President Zuma's spokesman, Mark Maharaj, said officials were trying to determine the man's identity. His identity remains as much a mystery as the sign language he used. Britain's Sky News reports the three sign language experts said the man was not gesturing in South African Sign Language, which covers 11 official languages there, or the American Sign Language. For the man, though, he didn't seem to mind his moment of fame and went on about his business with the look of a total professional, a blot on an otherwise historic day. Abdi Osman, Citizen Live at 9.